The Babylonians counted in base 60, just like we count minutes and seconds and degrees of angle in 60s. But they used a different set of numerals, different set of signs than we do in order to write the numbers. So number 1 is a vertical wedge on the clay. And we'll represent it like this, whereas this triangle here is the deepest part of the wedge in the clay. So 1 vertical mark in the clay is 1. And then, not surprisingly, 2 vertical marks is 2. 3. And then we get something slightly different. Because if we just keep doing like this, then we end up with lots of vertical lines. And sometimes it's difficult just to be able to look at them and see how many lines there are in the number. So after 3, the scribes would write 4 as 3 wedges on top and a big one underneath. 5 is like this, and here's 6. So you can see you don't really have to count the number of wedges in the sign 6. You can just look at them and see that there are 2 rows of 3. And so it goes on so that 7 is 3 plus 3 plus 1. And you can guess what 8 and 9 are going to look like. Here's 8. And 9, 3 3s. So those are all the unit signs, 1 to 9. But you don't keep doing that up to 59. You have another set of signs for the tens. And they look rather different. They're not vertical marks, but these diagonal corner wedges in the clay. So there's 10. And again, that's the deepest part of the wedge in the clay. So you can guess what 20 is going to be like. And 30. And we're going to follow the same principle as we did for the units when we come to writing 40 and 50. So that's 40, 3 and 1, 10 wedges. And that's 50. And we don't need a 60 sign, because again, if you think about digital clocks and other ways in which we write base 60, then when we come to write this 60, we go back to writing ones again. Now, so let me give you an example of that. So if we think about the number 84, in the decimal system, we think of that as 8 tens and 4 units. In a base 60 system, if we're thinking, for instance, like 84 minutes, well, that's 1 hour and 24 minutes. So we represent that as 1 and then 24. So there's our 1, 60, 2 tens, and 4 units. And just like the modern decimal number system, the order in which the numbers are written matters. It's what we call a positional number system. So that because this 1 is to the left of these 2 tens, we know that this 1 must be bigger than the 2 tens. That is, it must be a 60 and not a unit. So if we write 4 60s, that's 240, and 2 tens, 260, and 1 unit, 261. So we can see here the positional base 60 system at work.